We can't wait for you to join us for our virtual Student Leadership Awards tomorrow night. Now, we are going to share the nominees for some awards with our friends at Fraternity and Sorority Life. In this video, we have the nominees for the Values-Based Greek of the Year Award, Rising Leader Award, Outstanding New Member, and Order of Omega Social Change Award. The nominees for the Values-Based Greek of the Year Award are Grace Lowe at Chi Omega, Frank Strasek at Pi Kappa Phi, Odalis Fajardo at Gamma Phi Omega, and Mayana Keys at Sigma Gamma Rho. Grace's nominator said Grace inherited as a younger member of Chi Omega and carried herself as a president and her chapter with grace, pun intended. While navigating the turbulence of the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, she was consistent in her communication with me as her chapter coach. Be in times of the chapter's success and when the chapter needed guidance, Grace certainly took the cards she was dealt with in stride amid operational changes from Chi Omega IHQ, the University of Dayton, and those required of them amid the pandemic. The nominator of Frank said Frank has created a new precedent of consistency and professionalism since being elected president of the UD Interfraternity Council. The IFC was in dire straits of leadership that would bring the basics of running a successful organization to the council. The assignment was to bring standards of communication, organization, and commanding leadership, and Frank understands it perfectly. Next up, we have Odalis. Odalis came into the presidency when her chapter was going through various struggles. She did not let this deter her from making sure that her chapter was putting their best foot forward. She has also been an advocate for building relationships with not only fraternities and sororities, but also other student organizations outside of the FSL community. And last but not least, we have Mayana. Mayana's nominator said, she stepped up to fill the interim position of NPHC president. She has been a voice for her NPHC and wants to see the best. The next award that we have today is the Rising Leader Award. The nominees that we have for this award is Corey Fink at Kappa Delta, Michael Ben Blossom at Phi Sigma Kappa, Isabel Zavala at Alpha Psi Lambda, and Sahan Sahugli at Kappa Alpha Psi. The nominator of Corey said Corey came into her position quiet but very dynamic. She is adamant about making change happen for her Panhellenic community. She is determined to see the council live up to its truest potential. She is not afraid to ask questions that will improve her presidency and council. The nominator of Michael said since the beginning of his term as president of Phi Sigma Kappa, Michael has gone above and beyond communicative with his advisors and the FSL office. He has a passion for Phi Sig and making his fraternity stronger by engaging his members one-on-one, as well as helping them to understand the importance of doing good for the community. Next up, we have Isabel. Isabel's nominator said, as the inaugural president of MGC, Isabel has shown a great deal to resolve poise, leading a brand new fraternity and sorority council. She is constantly growing and helping her fellow board members grow with her as they all navigate the task of putting their chapter affiliations aside to do what is best for the community on a whole. Next up, we have Son. Although quiet, has been a dependable worker in the NPHC community. If we need someone, he is always willing to say yes if he has the capacity. The next award we will be going through is the Outstanding New Member Award. The nominees that we have for this award is Maritza Bentoncourt from the Gamma Phi Omega and Brandon West at Kappa Alpha Psi. Martita's nominator said, She has been an inaugural part of starting the Dayton Perspective chapter of Gamma Phi Omega International Sorority, Incorporated. As a new member, she has made the important decisions that helped the chapter decide what would stand for on the UD campus. Founding the first Latina sorority in UD's history was her goal, and she and her line sisters have succeeded. Next up, we have Brandon. Brandon's nominator said Brandon ran for the position on NPHC and didn't get the position, but was still active. He was interim position needed to be filled when he stepped up and was willing to be in the running for the position permanently. The next award that we have today is the Order of Omega Social Change Award. The nominees that we have for this award is Brinley Zig at Sigma Kappa, Lorgan Swick at Phi Kappa Spy, Marella Leon Witt at Gamma Phi Omega, and Jada Brown at Alpha Kappa Alpha. Brinley's nominator said Brinley experienced tragedy 2 years ago when her boyfriend Colin Wyant was killed in a hazing incident at Ohio University. Since Colin's death, she has worked to ensure that college students across the country understand that hazing doesn't have a place in their communities. Most recently, after the hazing deaths of the Stone Folds at Bowling Green and Adam Oakes at Virginia Commonwealth, Brinley started a Change.com petition to get the attention of Ohio legislators to pass Colin's Law, a new hazing law that will strengthen penalties for those who require, perpetrate, aid in, or fail to report hazing, as well as require hazing prevention education and transparency from colleges and universities about hazing incidents on their campuses. So far, over 5,500 people has signed her petition. Next up, we have Logan. Logan's nominator said Logan has the tremendous task of refining how IFC recruitment is executed. Logan has implemented a mandatory round of recruitment that has allowed all potential new members to meet all IFC fraternities, something that hadn't happened before. This process led to more potential new members finding the right fit for them and overall made the process more equitable for chapters and new members alike. Next up, we have Mariella. Mariella's nominator said while philanthropy has been an inaugural part of the University of Dayton's Greek Week tradition, Mariella took change in the communicating and facilitating a partnership between the UD-FSL community and an organization of social change, LULAC, for UD Greek Week, spring of 2021. Her commitment and consistent communication between myself, Alicia Pagan of LULAC, the GW community, and her constituents in the MGC was profound in the success of the Greek Week, and is admirable knowing all of the work she has done on top of this to establish her council and her chapter to begin with. Last but definitely not least, we have Jada. Jada's nominator said, Jada is a powerhouse for social change in the UD community. She serves as the current president of Epsilon Chi chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, as well as on the NPHC executive board. She is constantly working to ensure that the larger UD community is knowledgeable about the NPHC and the work that she and her sisters are doing. Additionally, Jada serves as a neighborhood fellow, the secretary of BATU, and a junior class student government senator. This past election season, Jada interned for Desiree Timms, the first black woman to become a candidate for Ohio's 10th district. Congratulations to all of our nominees. Find out who won these awards and so many others during our virtual Student Leadership Awards this Thursday, April 15th. This live award ceremony will start at 6 p.m. with a video recording to be shared in the days following. Don't forget to check out our Instagram page at UD Leadership and our Facebook page, the Center for Student Involvement, this week and during the ceremony for some interactive behind-the-scenes content. Help us celebrate all the incredible student leaders and student organizations that were nominated for this year's awards.